Well, hi, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to present. I'm Bill Rowley, founder of The Last Seed. Our idea is simple: grow produce where it's eaten. Today, most restaurants' produce travels long distances through complicated supply chains before it reaches the kitchen. We think the future of agriculture is much more local, food grown right where it's consumed. The problem is that leafy greens travel too far. About 90% of the lettuce in the United States is grown in California and Arizona, and from there, it often travels 1,500 miles or more before reaching restaurants across the country. During that journey, it moves through distributors, warehouses, trucking networks, and by the time it arrives, it may have spent days or even weeks in transit. That affects freshness, increases reliance on pesticides and preservatives, and adds costs for restaurants. Simply put, fresh food should not travel 1,500 miles. The Last Seed solves this by bringing the farm directly to the restaurant. Our system uses compact hydroponic microfarms along with pre-grown trays of leafy greens. Those trays are staged at the restaurant kitchen so that chefs always have fresh greens immediately available. This gives restaurants three big benefits. First, freshness. Greens are harvested minutes before they're served. Second, purity. Hydroponic growing allows pesticide-free production. And third, on-demand harvesting. Chefs harvest only when an order is placed. Instead of shipping the produce across the country, we grow it right outside the kitchen. The demand for this model already exists. In the United States, there are roughly 480,000 independent restaurants and about 45,000 supermarkets. Across the food industry, restaurants increasingly prioritize local sourcing and sustainability. The farm to table movement has become a defining trend in dining, and customers care more than ever about where their food comes from. What restaurants need now is a way to deliver on that promise consistently and year round. The market opportunity is large. Globally, leafy green market is estimated to be between 30 and $50 billion. Within the United States, restaurant demand alone represents about $4 to $6 billion. Our initial focus is premium restaurants, which represent a beachhead opportunity of about 50 to $150 million. From there, we can expand into grocery stores, campuses, hospitality venues. The Last Seed Micro Farm is designed to integrate directly into the restaurant operations. Each farm replaces part of the traditional produce supply chain by growing greens locally. Hydroponic growing provides clean, controlled conditions that allow for consistent production year round. Pre-grown trays are staged in the restaurant so that chefs simply harvest the greens when they need them. The restaurant is the result is maximum freshness with minimal extra work for the restaurant. Our business model is a subscription service. Restaurants subscribe to a micro farm for about $250 a month, which works out to around 30,000 a year per location. Even modest adoption increases scale significantly. Just 1% of the restaurants, if they adopt this system, would yield about $144 million in annual revenue. Each farm costs about $90,000 to build with an estimated 36-month payback period. We start with a premium restaurant and early adopters. These are the farm to table chefs and restaurant groups that emphasize fresh, locally sourced ingredients today. Launching with a single city cluster allows us to focus operations and to refine the model. Once proven, we will expand into additional markets like grocery chains, corporate campuses, and hospitality groups. Today's produce supply chain includes several layers. Distributors move products from farms to warehouses, then to restaurants. Vertical farms still have to harvest and store before they rely on delivery logistics. And local farms can harvest throughout the week and they still rely on the supply chain and require transportation. The last seed removes all of those steps entirely. Our model is simple: farm to restaurant, reducing the time from harvest from days or weeks to just minutes. Our advantage comes from hyper local production. By eliminating the traditional supply chain, we improve freshness while reducing transportation costs and supply volatility. Hydroponic systems allow year round growing, and chefs can select crops that match their menus. This combination creates a compelling value proposition for restaurants focused on quality and sustainability. Our team combines experience in technology, agriculture, and operations. I'm Bill Rowley, the founder, with a background as an entrepreneur, farmer, and technology executive, and founder of the Lennox Foundation Smart Agriculture Special Interest Group. Joe Pearson contributes expertise in smart agriculture, development, and enterprise technology. And Mike Menard brings operational and security leadership experience from a major technology organization. Together, we bring the technology and operational experience needed to launch and to scale this model. To launch our first deployment, we are seeking $3 million in seed funding. This will allow us to build 30 micro farms, launch our first city cluster, and establish installation and service teams. The initial deployment is projected to generate about 600,000 in annual recurring revenue while providing the model and preparing for expansion. Our vision is simple. Instead of shipping food across continents, we grow it where it's eaten, because food should not travel 1,500 miles. It should travel about 15 feet. Thank you.